This is Jackie Lyon, and this is the Lyon Legacy Health Hour. 18 years ago, Lew and I started this company. We noticed so many God-fearing, wonderful Christian people that were unhealthily, weak, and sick. In the service of God, every person has their unique area of service, and we feel God called us to be focused on health care. Our products are effective that you probably can't get anyplace else. Over the 18 years, we have had testimony after testimony of people telling us the magnets help them when nothing else would. The Lyon Legacy Health Hour is to communicate to you the message of health via properly designed therapeutic magnets and Chinese formulated food supplements. Call us for a free catalog at 800-778-5731. We'll give the number again in about 10 minutes. Lew did the show for many years, and we have an archive of amazing callers. So, here is Lew and his callers.
Good evening, you're on the air.
What is the gas on that 4x6 brick that you have?
What is it?
How many gas is in that brick, 4x6 brick that you have?
It's 1,000. But it's 1,000.
I called a few weeks back that I had two ceramic 2x6.5 bricks. There were 3,000 gas each. If I stack those together, does that double the gas?
It doesn't double it, no. It'll make it more powerful, but not quite double.
That was the main thing I was...
No, it won't quite double it, but it's pretty close.
Good. Well, that was my main question.
Just be careful.
Your program, sir, and I'll be calling back again on low.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay, that's one thing you want to be careful of. That's why the main brick, the 4x6 by 1 inch, is only 1,000 gauss. You get that thing stuck on a refrigerator, and you got a real tugging job to get it off. And when you get two bricks that are 3,900 gauss apiece, which I question sometimes because I know there's only one material that those things he's talking about could be made of that would take that much energy. But anyway, if he slammed those two together with his finger in between them, I'll guarantee you he'd darn near cut his finger off, because I know a guy in Chicago that did that with two neodymium bricks, and it darn near tore his finger clean off. And I asked him, I wanted those, I wanted to buy them from him, and he wouldn't sell them to me. He was scared to death of them. He said, no, I'm not selling them to anybody. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take a hammer and break them up because they're too dangerous. Well, you don't need that much power in the brick. The main objective of the brick is not the high Gauss, because that's only one factor in the figuring of the effectiveness of therapeutic magnets. If you'll notice in our catalog, we have a power rating that we developed with a physics formula that we got from doctors and physicists that worked with magnetic therapy over a period of many years. And it takes into consideration a lot of things besides just the Gauss period. But the main thing about the 4x6 by 1 inch brick is it will penetrate the entire body. In other words, if you have a deep problem that you're trying to treat, like your liver or kidneys, or a bladder, or your lymphatic system, you've got diverticulitis or whatever they call it, you need that deep penetration of the magnetic fields to get to the problem. And that's why the brick is 4x6 by 1 inch. And I'll tell you, it does penetrate, because we were playing around here the other night. This is a couple of weeks ago, and I had one on my back with the north pole to my back leaning up against a chair here. My wife stood 2 feet away with a compass, and she could read the North Pole that far away through my body. So we know that it does the penetrating job, and it's very well designed to last somewhere between 35 and 40 years. It's a very high-grade material, and even though it's not cheap, it's well worth it, because who's going to be around 40 years from now? I don't think I will be at 76. Of course, you never know, but you can will it to your children if you pass away first. That brick is invaluable. It does so much for so many people, and it's so universal in its use. You can use it for doggone near any problem you have, and especially one where you need deep penetration. It magnetizes the drinking water very efficiently, and 6 to 8 glasses of magnetic water a day do a lot of things for the human body. It cleans out your entire lymphatic system, it cleanses your blood, it balances your pH, It raises your energy levels right through the roof. I know that because I've had that testimony from hundreds of people that have been drinking magnetic water over the last 6 or 7 months. And my own case too, because, hey, if it wasn't for that magnetic water, I wouldn't be doing a show from 11 p.m. Central Time till 12 midnight, 5 nights a week, and then doing 2 more Tuesday and Thursday night from 6 to 7, along with all the rest of the stuff that I do during the daytime, like answering 35 to 40 phone calls a day and more sometimes. The only thing I wish is that everybody out there had a shortwave set. In their research, they're putting out magnets that are so weak that they won't do anybody any good. They're putting out bipolar magnets so that you're getting both north and south energies to your body. They're putting out units that are alternating, which means you have one magnet north, one magnet south in a row, much like our mattress pad, but they switch the poles north-south, north-south. And after 40 years of research, one of the things that Davis and Rowles, 2 scientists down in Green Cove Springs, Florida, found out, South Pole energies are fine if you want to strengthen and energize something over a short period of time. South Pole magnetic fields can be addictive, and they can strengthen and also enlarge an infection. They are not beneficial to the human body at all, and they should be used very sparingly, if at all. And a lot of these companies are putting them out, and if you have a latent infection in your body that you don't even know about and you're putting South Pole energies on there, you are going to drive that thing right through the roof. If it's cancer, you're going to make it grow real fast. And that experiment was done in Green Cove Springs, Florida by these 2 scientists, and they checked this out over 40 years, and they have written 4 or 5 different books about it. There's a lot of people in this world today that are suffering, and they haven't gotten any help. And there's a lot of them that are being mishelped. In fact, their conditions are being made worse because they're using the wrong things. And I'll tell you what, folks, that's one thing that magnetic therapy does not do. It has no harmful side effects if you're using it properly. You can't overuse it. I've been sleeping on a Gold Series mattress pad now every night for 9 solid years. And all it's done for me is get my energy levels where they belong. I haven't had a cold or the flu or any of these contagious diseases in 9 years. Not one sick day in 9 solid years. My wife is experiencing the same thing. She doesn't catch cold anymore or get the flu or any of these things.
Particularly good or amusing call was by the guy who evidently raises birds, canaries and parakeets, and he had one of his little canaries that got sick yesterday, and they put that little bird on a brick and put him underneath a wicker basket so that he would have to stay there. The amazing part of it is the little bird made no effort or struggled or anything else to get off that brick. He just laid there and enjoyed himself. Amazing how instinctively these animals know that those magnetic fields are beneficial. You know, many times, even insects. I have been working at fairs, flea markets, and places around the country, and stood there in the booth and watched the flies and the bees hover over those magnets and finally land on them and just sit there. And you could swing your hand at them and chase them away, but 2 or 3 minutes later they were right back on them again. They just like that magnetic field. Well, those animals are pretty smart, and those insects.
Sorry to have to interrupt the great conversation, but our time is up. For a free catalog, give us a call at 800-778-5731. The local number is 608-526-2178. Our website is lyonlegacy.com. That is L-Y as in yellow, O-N, L-E-G-A-C-Y.com. And the numbers again are 800-778-5731, or our local number is 608-526-2178.